Welcome to the Training with Emily series. In this series, I'm going to be bringing you along for a variety of workouts. You can expect a mixture of functional, strength, and mobility training that's focused on gaining muscle or progressing towards calisthenic skills. I thought it would be fun for us to work out and make progress towards our goals together. So in this video, we've got a quick 5-exercise calisthenics workout that took me about 35 minutes, and this workout is slightly more catered towards the intermediate calisthenics level.
Alright, just made it to the gym and I'm feeling very demotivated right now, so I'm hoping a little warm-up helps me get into my upper body pull-up session.
Like I said, I was not feeling motivated, but usually a warm-up and some good music will get me hyped up for my session. So I started off with a trifecta of circles, which is arm circles, wrist circles, and elbow circles. I did about 10 arm circles in each direction here, trying to keep my elbows locked so that my arms could be fully extended for as big of a range of motion as possible. And then I moved on to elbow circles, with 10 in each direction, focusing on isolating the movement around my elbow, moving my wrists in as large a range of motion as possible. After doing wrist circles, I started prepping my shoulders by warming up the muscles around my shoulder blades with some scapular retractions. So that means squeezing my shoulder blades together and down my back. I do between 8 to 10 or so of these before getting into my workout. Now remember, the warm-up should not be intense, so if you're doing these and it's really hard for you, you can try using a lower bar that's closer to the floor to assist you in these scapular retractions, so keeping your feet on the floor and then hanging from the bar. So still hanging from the bar with your hands, but resting your feet on the floor and assisting so your entire body weight isn't hanging in these scapular retractions. Getting into exercise number 1, we're doing the tuck lever here for the max amount of time. Focusing on retracting my shoulder blades, so squeezing them together and also depressing them, so bringing them down my back away from my ears. It's hard to see from this angle, but I'm trying really hard to keep my elbows locked and my arms straight. And honestly, this exercise is forever a struggle for me. All right, exercise number 2 is the pike press-ups. So for this one, I'm making a point to stay on my toes, and when I bend at my elbows, I'm trying to focus on sending my shoulders forwards. This is a shoulder-focused exercise. And on these last few reps, you can see my lower back is starting to arch a little bit, and that's a sign that I'm struggling here. If you notice that you're arching with your lower back, it means to back up the progression or just really focus on form and really try to remember to keep your entire body flat and come forward and push through the shoulders here. If you're struggling, it means you're getting better, but don't forget to focus on form in the process. I did about 5 to 6 pike press-ups here, but anywhere between 5 to 10 is a great range for building muscle. On to exercise number 3, which is going to be our pull-ups. Gotta love those. I aimed for between 8 to 10 pull-ups for each of these sets. This was actually my 3rd set of pull-ups, so I was really feeling the burn here on this one. And for some reason, when I got to 6 pull-ups on this last set, I was completely gassed, so I decided to back it up and grab a resistance band to assist my pull-ups.
Alright, so pull-ups are feeling a little hard, so I'm going to use the resistance band. See how it goes.
By the way, to set up your resistance band, you can just toss it over the top of the bar and then pull one band loop through the other side. And for my short queens out there, a little life hack that I use to actually climb up onto the high bar, sometimes if it's really high, what I'll do is I'll move the J-hooks down to between hip and knee height or so, and then you can use it to climb up as like a step to get to the top of the bar. Now, obviously, this is not a very stable situation, so if you're not comfortable climbing up on the gym equipment like a monkey like me, then a bench or plyometric box also works wonders here too. So for the resistance band assisted pull-ups, I'm really focusing on trying to maintain good form here because I know that when I struggle, it's really easy for my form to deteriorate. One focus I have here is lowering myself for 2 counts, since you're able to build more strength in the lowering portion of the movement. And another focus that I have is not swinging my legs to help myself by kipping up my knees to get momentum. And since there's no way that I'm doing all these pull-ups to not actually get the benefits of them, we are struggling on those last reps.
Honestly, pull-ups felt way easier with the resistance band, so I'm really glad that I backed down, even though it feels like a baby ego hit because it's been so long since I've really properly trained with the resistance band, but it feels better.
Moving on to exercise number 4. Here we're doing some good old Aussie rows, also known as your inverted row. So keeping my back flat, my legs straight out, I'm pulling myself up so that my chest reaches my hands, and then I'm lowering myself with control. I use TRX straps here, but you can alternatively use rings. The further your feet are from the TRX straps, the harder the exercise is, and if you can't walk your feet out any further, then you can elevate them on a box to make it even harder. And once you've finished the Aussie rows, don't stop there because we're making it a superset with our next exercise, which is push-ups. Supersetting 2 exercises means 2 exercises are performed back to back before resting. So in this example, it would look like Australian row, straight into push-ups, and then resting for 1 to 2 minutes before repeating the 2 exercises back to back again for round 2. And the closer that you move your hands to your hips in the push-up exercise, the harder it'll be. So that's moving slightly more towards the pseudo plunge push-up. Now, for round 2 of the Australian rows here, you can see I was struggling, so what I ended up going ahead and doing is I bent my knees and brought my feet closer to beneath the rings. This makes the exercise easier and allows me to continue to do the exercise. Now with my knees bent, I'm still keeping my back flat, isolating the movement in my back, and focusing on getting my chest all the way up to the straps. And oh my gosh, I was feeling it in my back here. Just welcome the burn, you know? You're getting stronger. I'll often do this if I'm aiming for between 8 to 12 reps or so. If I hit about 7 or 8 with the harder variation of the Aussie row, I'll just walk my feet in closer and then keep feeling the burn with an easier progression until I hit 12 to really get the most out of my exercise. And as you can see, I am contemplating life decisions here, but we've got to go straight into the push-ups for that superset like before. For push-ups, I like to lower my chest all the way down to the floor as low as I can. I find that tilting my hands out 45 to 90 degrees outwards allows me to do that without straining my wrists. And the reason I go all the way down to the floor is I personally enjoy building up strength throughout the full range of motion so that I have that greater mobility. And that's the whole workout. That's the full upper body calisthenics workout. We hit shoulders, back, biceps, chest, core, and grip strength, among other muscles. And I hope you enjoyed training with me. Let me know in the comments if you like the series or if you hate it. And I'll see you in the next video.